So I'm a week overdue for doing my pregnancy vlog. Of course, they're not consistent because I'm a slacker. We all know this when it comes to YouTube. Um, I finally remembered to do it today, and I'm a mess. I'm sorry. It's like 7:30 at night on Tuesday, and I start. By the way, I'm 16 weeks on Thursday, so I'm almost 16 weeks. But um, I'm just tired, and I've been working a lot and taking care of Landon and getting crap situated for him to go to school, and I'm just tired and worn out, and I thought my energy would come back this week, and it kind of did. I think I'm just stressed. Like mentally, I think I'm not okay. Physically, I do feel better. Like I'm not as nauseous anymore. I'm not getting the crazy wanting to blow my brains out headaches anymore. So that's good. But mentally, I'm like, I don't know if it is pregnancy or if it's just like I've struggled with anxiety and depression for years now. So I don't know if pregnancy is kind of making it a lot worse. In my circumstances, I'm definitely going through a lot right now. Um, Sorry, my TV. But it's been really rough mentally. So I think that kind of has to do with me feeling tired and sluggish and stuff like that. And the whole reason why I just like I get where I don't even want to put makeup on. I don't even want to get dressed. Like I don't care anymore, you know. Um, and so, I love that kind of stuff. I love getting up and fixing up and stuff because it makes me feel good. Like I don't care what anyone else thinks. I just like it. But lately, I don't know. I think I feel so gross. I'm not happy with myself. I'm not happy with where I am in life. I'm just not a happy camper. Um, and I keep saying, my throat is killing me. Um, I keep saying I'm going to be positive and be strong and I'm going to get through this and everything's going to be okay. But I still have those moments that creep up on me and I just get sad. I get really sad about like everything and I get overwhelmed and it's just hard. So this week, that's been what I've been struggling with the most. Physically, I feel great. My little belly's growing, and I'll show you. And I can feel like itty bitty movements lately, so that's really cool. But the hormones and emotions and everything else going on, I'm going through a lot right now. With Landon, I do remember having that too. Like I said, I was I just turned 20 when I found out I was pregnant with him, and I was with my ex for 4 years, and we were going south in the first place, and I was on birth control. I just had taken antibiotics. I had just gotten my appendix taken out, and I wasn't aware that they don't work. So, anyways, it was a shocker too, and I took it and I bucked up and I did what I had to do, and his never got a dime from his dad. His dad's never tried to see him. I got out of that relationship because it was not a good relationship for me or my son, and I did what I had to do. I lived on my own. I worked full time, and 3 months after I had him, I went back. I went to school full time to nursing school, and I graduated. I went at night. I stayed home full time as a stay-at-home mother all day by myself. No one helped me. I feel like people like when you have kids young or you're a single mom, people think like there are a lot of girls that have their parents raise their kids, but that's not my case. My mom has a severe chronic illness. She cannot physically help me, and my dad works over 40 hours a week. Um, so, I did what I had to do. I took responsibility, and I have since day one. Um, but emotionally, I think people forget how hard it is being a single mom and how hard mentally it is and how you do feel alone because that other person isn't there and you're having to depend on other people because I went to night school, so I had to depend on my dad or my next door neighbor to take him. That was the only way I got through school, but I did graduate with a 3.8. I graduated from the LPN program, so I'm actually about to take my boards. I didn't take my boards right after graduation because I went straight into an RN program. I took 3 months off to stay home with Landon, so I didn't have to get a babysitter or pay for daycare, which is like at the time it was $800 a month for him. I couldn't do it, so I stayed home with him, and then I went back to school in the fall, and I went all day every day. And I ended up paying for daycare with my loan money. Well, I had no money to live off of. I did have my own apartment, but it was really rough because I didn't have time to work because the only time I had was on the weekends. I did end up getting a part-time job at a clinic, at a little clinic, and I worked 12-hour days on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and it just got to be a lot because I was taking 18 credit hours, and I was depending on my dad to watch him, and to me, it's just not fair to my dad because he works full-time, like I said, and to ask him to watch Landon all weekend long, it was a lot, and for those long hours. So I ended up quitting because it just wasn't, I couldn't stand that guilt. Like, I get do what you have to do, but it was hard. So I ended up quitting that job and just focusing on school. Well, then school got to be way too much. So I ended up quitting school, and I had a lot of savings. I'm really good with finances and managing my money, and I had a lot of savings put away enough to live off of. So I quit, and then I was dating my ex, and we were dating for about a year. Not Landon's dad, someone else. He's the only guy I've dated since Landon. But but he lives in Florida, so I just kind of went and stayed with him for a few weeks and traveled back and forth and was a stay-at-home mom for a while until I figured out if I wanted to move to Florida, or if I wanted to stay where I live now and be with my family, keep Landon grounded, and not uproot him, which was huge for me. I did not want to uproot him. This child's been through a lot. He needs stability. He has really bad obsessive compulsive disorder, just like I do. So it was something that was important to me to keep him grounded, keep him where he has people who love him and encourage him. And, I need that as well. So I did not want to move to Florida. Well, I ended up moving, but only for like a week, a month, and was miserable out of my mind. My anxiety was horrible. Um, I was so depressed, like to the point where I literally didn't know how to function anymore. It was not the best relationship. He couldn't understand. He doesn't understand me. He doesn't understand being a parent. And then I got home and I found I was pregnant literally like the day I was leaving. So he doesn't want to be with me. He doesn't want to be, I guess, with me, and he doesn't want to move here. So he's over 18 hours away. So physically I'm on my own again raising this baby. Um, just because I don't want to move to Florida. Um, so that's been really hard for me to deal with. Like, it's been really mentally like straining on me. Physically I can feel it. And I get so angry and upset, and I'm trying to understand it. I'm trying to understand where he's coming from. It's just hard. It's really hard. Um, I do still love this person. I want them here. I want, for anything, I've seen how Landon not having a father has hurt him, and how like he'll make up stories about like having a dad, and um, just seeing all the kids like their dad's taking them to school and stuff, and he's the only one that doesn't have one. It kills me. Now him and my dad are like, that's his dad. That's who has been there. That's his everything. Like, that is his heart and soul. And that's another reason I couldn't separate them and take him away from that when he's never had a dad before. So, he does have great male role models. His Poppy as well is just amazing. So we have a great support system who love us and who would do anything in the world for us and have been there. Um, so I can't be more grateful for that. Um, Now, that's been the main thing this week that's been hard for me, is controlling my emotions, not letting, we're already hormonal and like emotional when you're pregnant. So going through things like this makes it 1,000 times worse. Um, for me, it does, anyways. My anxiety has gotten, I mean, it's a lot better being home. I've never once regretted being home, as hard as it's been, because I've had to start from square one, like move back in with my parents. I haven't lived with my parents for 4 years. Um, all my belongings are in Florida. Every ounce, everything I own, even my baby's crib, everything is there. And it's going to cost me over $1,500 to get everything shipped back. I just can't afford it. So I'm trying to pay to take my LPN boards, which is $500. Because working as an LPN, I can get a pretty good job, um, a good paying job, and the hours would be good. So that's my first priority right now, and I'm actually planning on taking it this month. Um, and then hopefully getting an apartment and stuff. And I'll probably just end up selling my furniture and having my ex ship back. I'll pay him obviously, but to ship back the important things like personal pictures and Landon's baby book and his crib and his toys and just little things that like I don't want to part with. Um, and I'll just have to replace everything else. So that's been rough. But that's just materialistic things. It's not a big deal. Um, it just kind of is a setback, basically. Um, so yeah, that's what's going. Sorry, I think my dad's talking to me. No, no, never mind. So yeah, mentally lately it's been rough. Just emotional. I feel like I'm like crying every single day. But they're having good things coming into my life. When I came back home, I did get a full-time job. I work in a nursery and I take care of little babies. Um, and I absolutely love it. So that's been good. My parents are letting me stay with them. I am working on, like I said, I have plans to get out of my parents' house. I'm 24 years old. I don't want to live with my parents with two kids. But right now, it's helping me out until I can get back on my feet. I've been putting money away and saving, and um, I got Landon into a new school, and it's affordable. Still pretty expensive, but it's affordable. Um, and yeah, so plans are to take my boards. I've been studying every single day. Um, I still plan on going back and getting my RN. I swear he's talking to me. I still plan to go back to school and get my RN. Like I said here, the school that I go to is full time, like Monday through Friday. For me, having two kids and living on my own, I have to work. I have to work full time. And as a nurse, as an LPN even, um, you usually work 3 12-hour shifts. Um, so my options of going to school Monday through Friday are really limited. I can't just, I wish I could stay and live at home, but there's some circumstances where I just can't. So I need to work. I gotta pay my bills, and all that stuff. So I'm gonna try to figure out a way to go to school. And then on top of that, I gotta pay for two kids in childcare. It's super expensive. It's gonna be over like $1,400 a month. Um, but, I'm not complaining. I got myself into the situation. I need to buck up and take responsibility. But I still feel discouraged. I feel like, I did have an IUD. I'm not going into all that, but it is what it is. So I do still have plans to go back to school. I just have to figure out how I'm going to do it. Who's going to watch the kids? It's a lot to ask someone to watch two kids. So, especially a baby who's so demanding. So, but I'm not going to give up on those goals. I'm only 24. I'm still young. I have plenty of time. Maybe when both kids go back to school or are in school. Like I said, Landon will be 4 before the baby's born. So, he'll be going to kindergarten before I know it. So I try to look at the positive. My aunt's going to be retiring. I'm sure she'll be able to help me. Um, it'll all work out. And I feel like I'm a good mom. I put my son first. I love him more than the world. So um, it has to work out. It's just trying to figure out. Oh my God, trying to figure out. Sorry, I just got a really funny text. Do you guys want to see it? I was. This was my 21st birthday. I don't know if you guys can see that. Anyways, um, weird. That was one of my good friends, David. Anyways, so yeah, I guess that's a quick update on things. It's been stressful. I'm just trying to get my ducks in a row. And yeah, that's about it. But I'll update you guys soon, and I'll try to insert a picture of a belly shot below. But yeah, so I guess I'll just talk to you guys later, and please subscribe my channel. Thanks, bye. I swear this flipping thing, I want to punch it.